Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I'm Liliana, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful fondant 3-tier wedding cake, but the bottom tier is fake. Yes, you've heard right, the bottom tier is fake. And nowadays, brides want big cakes, but not necessarily have the whole entire thing made out of cake. So this was a special request and I decided to make it in a video. So if you guys want to see how I made this, well, keep on watching.
As you can see here, I'm doing a second coat of buttercream, and the reason why I'm doing a second coat of buttercream is because my fondant will be white. But if your fondant will be colored, this step is not necessary. You can literally just have your crumb coat and you'll be good to go. Brush a small amount of water to your fondant, and this will make sure that the gold leaf will stick directly to where you put the water. Don't forget, gold leaf will stick to whatever that is wet, so make sure not to wet the whole entire fondant. Make sure to just wet where you want gold leaf to be.
So for this particular design, it was a 10, 8, and a 6 inch. You can go as big or as small as you want. And for the second and the third tier, basically it's like your normal, you bake your cake, and then you do your crumb coat, and then you do your second coat, making sure everything is nice and crisp. You can do buttercream, Swiss meringue, or even ganache, and then choose whatever filling that you want, your normal. And then you're gonna cover it with fondant. So there's a lot of different fondants out there in the market. For this particular cake, I use Wilton. I really like using Wilton. It's really affordable here in Canada. I like using satin ice also. I was very surprised to see it at Michael's store. So for all my Canadian subscribers, they do have satin ice at Michael's, so that's brand new. I don't know like how long ago they started to stock satin ice, but anyway, I saw it the other day and I was really surprised by it. But I went ahead and went with Wilton anyway because I'm used to with Wilton. So what you do is that you're gonna roll out your fondant using your rolling pin like you normally would. And if it gets a little bit sticky, make sure to use a little bit of cornstarch on your counters, and then you're gonna roll out your fondant. And then if ever you have bubbles, what I do is I always poke them with a toothpick. So basically you're just poking the bubbles, so like that it's just gonna deflate. If you don't do that and you put the fondant onto your cake, you're gonna have all those bubbles. So you might as well do it before placing it on your cake. So once everything is nice and rolled up, then you can go ahead and place it on your cake. I like to chill my cake a little bit because it makes it easier to place a fondant on top, or else I noticed that when you place the fondant is quite heavy. So what it does is that most probably your buttercream is just gonna go everywhere, and then you're gonna have lumps and it's just gonna be a hot mess. So I would highly suggest, well anyway, that's how I do it. I know there's many techniques out there, but that's the way I go about and it works for me. So I just chill my cake a little bit and then I place my fondant over it, and then with both of my kind of like spatulas, I just go ahead all the way around, making sure everything is nice and crisp, and then I push the fondant down, and then once the fondant is down, I go ahead and cut it with my pizza cutter. And then what I do, I let it be. I put it back in the fridge for a good like 10 minutes, and then I place it on my counter and I go again with my spatula. The reason why I do that is because when you place your fondant on top and then you make everything nice and smooth, your smoothers, it's okay. But then it's kind of difficult like to play with it because it's kind of gonna rip. So a little trick that I have is that once you smooth everything out, just place it in the fridge and then bring it back, and the fondant basically it's gonna harden a little bit because it was in the fridge, and then it's easier to kind of mold it to whatever you want. So a little tip. And then what I did is that obviously I used bubble straws. I placed them on my second tier because the bottom one is fake, so you don't need plastic straws there. So I placed them on second tier, and then I went ahead and placed my third tier on top. If you're not comfortable with plastic straws, you can also use paper straws. They're more eco-friendly, and yes, it will work just fine. Those are very important. Do not skip that step because that will make sure that your cake is stabilized and it won't fall, or else it's gonna be wobbly, it's gonna go one side and that, or it's gonna, so yeah, it's very, very important. I know many people also that work in a wedding business, they put a complete wooden dowel in the middle all the way through. I don't do it. I don't feel the necessity to do it. But if you're comfortable as well to do that, you can go ahead and do that as well. So for the bottom tier, so what I did is that I bought the foam, the styrofoam at Michael's. It's made really for cake dummies if you want. Normally somebody that has a bakery and you see those nice little cakes on the windows, normally they're made with that. And they come in different sizes. So by the way, they're a little bit expensive, but Michael's, they have like a 30% coupon. So you can use a 30% coupon on it, a little tip again. Or you can also buy them off Amazon if you have time. But if you don't have the luxury of waiting, because sometimes Amazon takes a little while to get your product, then you can just go ahead and purchase it at Michael's or any other supply store. And then, so what I did is that, because you can't just place your fondant over it, it's not gonna stick. So what I do is that I use, it's like lard or tender flake or Crisco, and you just cover the whole entire thing onto your fake tier, your styrofoam. And then when everything is nice and covered, then I'm gonna hot glue that piece to your cake board to make sure that obviously it doesn't move. When that's done, you're gonna roll out your fondant and then simply place it over it, and then with your smoother spatulas, make sure everything is nice and smooth and cut the excess out. And then you're going just to do your normal, place a little bit of buttercream in the middle, and then you stack your cakes, and that is it really. And people would not know. So for the marble effect, what I did is that I used a little bit of blue food coloring, and I just did one section, as you can see. I did one section, and then I kind of mix it with my white, but not all the way, because the client wanted half white and half blue. So white with nothing on it, like obviously, and blue was with like a marble kind of effect. So when you do the marble effect, whatever color you're choosing, basically what you want to do is simply place blue food coloring and a little bit of fondant as well colored into the section that you're going to create marble, and then you're just going to knead it, okay, like that. But you don't want to over knead, and the reason why, because you don't want it to be all one color. You want that marble-ish kind of lines into it. So you're just gonna, even, I don't know if that's a word, but whatever. So you just want to create a little marble effect. Don't over knead the whole entire thing. And then you're going to have, once you have the effect that you like, you're just going to roll it out with your rolling pin and then let the magic begin. You're gonna see like you'll have like your marble effect and then your neutral color, and then it's just a wow factor. And then you just cover your styrofoam and cut the excess, and that is it. And then she also wanted to paint with edible paint, so you just create little lines here and there and place a little bit of edible metallic foil as well, and ta-da, that is it. Really, it looks complicated because I did a lot of blah blah, but really it isn't. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell button so you get notified of all the videos that I put up. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.